Hello, so this is gonna be a pick a card on your March predictions for 2022. I almost said it's 2020. That's so funny. So I will be talking about, your love life, but this won't be so focused on love. So if you do and are looking for and are just interested in your love life and how that's gonna look like in March, I should have everything linked down below. And if you don't see it, you might be a little early, so try to come back in a couple of hours or the next day. But yes, this is going to be for March 2022 and what you can expect, what blessings, big changes, and also delays, and just the good and bad. Okay, so for pile 1 we have this beautiful citrine. This is what it looks like. I will be doing a video on my phone so that you guys can see. And then I have rose quartz. This is what it looks like. And then I also have amethyst for pile 3. So this is what it looks like. So I will be putting a video, a close-up of the piles, so you guys can choose intuitively which one is for you. But okay, so I am gonna say right off the bat, pile 1 needs a lot of clarity. Like, you guys have anxiety through the roof at this time. It seems as though you don't know what your future holds. I think I'm hearing I'm hearing promiscuous. I don't know why I heard that, but I did. I think some of you guys like to use that word a lot. That's like for someone specific. But earlier I was stumbling upon my words and I almost said March 2020 instead of 2022. And that makes me feel as though ever since March 2020, which is when COVID started, I think that a lot of you have developed an anxiety. You may have lost a really good job, or like it just doesn't feel the same. Like what you do for a living does not feel the same. You may make the same money or even more, but I think you're looking for something more. There is like this growing passion inside of you, and quarantine could have showed you that. It's like you made your whole life your career, and when you were quarantined, like you may not have had a lot of people to talk to, or just a lot of connections, and I think that still affects you to this day. For some of you, you even feel like there's something wrong with you, that you're not able to make connections. But I want you to take this time and realize that the people that you've met weren't worthy of the real you. And yes, it may be a bad habit to put your guard up and to not share this side of you with everyone, but if you follow your intuition, and looking at the red flags, who should and shouldn't be in your life. At the end of the day, not everyone is gonna be a bad person, and that's something that you have to learn. And if someone can't accept and allow you to set up your own boundaries, if someone cannot accept, if someone cannot give you freedom to be yourself or to change, then they shouldn't be in your life, period. And I'm telling you, like, I feel like it just feels like I'm having a panic attack right now. Like, it feels as though I'm having a panic attack or just a lot of anxiety. Like, I'm literally looking at, almost like doors like closing in on a very, very small space, and I'm in the middle. That's exactly what this pile feels like. I think that I really resonate with this pile a lot as well. I feel as though you need a lot of freedom because you're constantly wanting to grow, learn. You're constantly seeking for the meaning of life. And people don't understand that. So you definitely need a very understanding people by your side. Sorry, my incense is right here. So if you see something dropping, it's the ashes, okay? But yeah. I just want to say that it's crazy because I have not pulled any cards yet. Like, this is definitely go get some snacks. Sorry. You know, wait, you know what? I feel like I would really get along with this pile. For some of you, you guys have a lot of emotions because when I get a runny nose out of nowhere in while I'm reading tarot, that definitely tells me that like whoever is like resonating heavily with this pile, you might cry when no one's watching. You are like this strong person that everyone can lean on, and I think that you didn't want to be that person anymore. I think you got sick and tired of being there for everyone else at their own convenience, but when it was time for you, like, oh no, I'm doing this, like I'm busy, oh, like, you know, like it was always an excuse. There was never any time for you. And I feel like now that you've changed for the better for yourself, like you've started to make yourself more of a priority, people can't accept that. It's like people have a problem with you. People have a problem with the person that you are. And I think that you may be a Gemini, have a Gemini rising. I think that this pile, you have some sort of air in your chart if you're into astrology, because I have an Aquarius moon, and oftentimes I see that like people with an air, like any type of air in their moon, so Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, if you are this sign or you have it in your big three or prominently in your chart, people constantly project onto you because you are like a mirror to people. So when they look at you, they see themselves, their flaws and insecurities. Like you highlight areas where sometimes they don't want to be seen. Sometimes you say certain things and it triggers people. And I think that at one point, like everyone who resonates with this pile, like you felt like you were the problem, but in reality, like, you know, it's not your responsibility to heal people or to comfort people when, you know, that's their, like, they need to heal that. That's not your, like, that's not you. And it might sound selfish, but sometimes you have to be selfish to live your best life, and that's okay, as long as you're not, you know, taking advantage of people. Because when I say selfish, I mean like, you know, prioritizing yourself, your own needs, your happiness and your mental health over everyone else is the type of selfish that I'm talking about. So yeah, there's definitely a lot. I can tell that like in March, you're definitely going to get a lot of clarity, and I am so here for it. Like, it just seems like there's so much good coming your way, and it is well deserved. So let's see what's going on with pile 1, Spirit. What are some changes and or blessings coming in for March 2022? I definitely feel as though you will start trusting your intuition, and you already have. And because of that, you will be highly rewarded out of that. I am definitely, and I also heard profit. Like, you're gonna profit off of a good idea that you had. So for some of you, like, you possibly had like a really funny idea to post a TikTok or a YouTube video or whatever it is, and you might end up making a career out of it, you know, or you might end up making profit out of it. There's something, like, it seems like there's something creative that you will come up with, or some sort of idea that you will be able to profit out of, you know. And for some of you, this is, you know, you're sleeping at 3 a.m. and you wake up out of nowhere like, oh my god, I need to do this. And you know, for a lot of you it's gonna be different. For some of you it's, I need to apply to Starbucks, or I need to apply to this job, I need to do this. Like, it's almost like a reminder, or like this, I'm seeing like this light bulb just go off. And whatever this is like the change that you're needing. I think for a lot of you, like, there is gonna be a change of career or job, but for the better, and well deserved as well. Yeah, you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I'm so sorry if you guys are not able to see it, because this one has like reflective. And again, with the reflective energy, you see, like, I know you guys are like mirrors to people. You are probably witchy, or like light workers or something, but people constantly project onto you, and I think you're tired of that shit. And then you have the Lovers. So the Lovers did come in on a challenging position, sideways, so that is exactly how I will be taking it. So let's see what else comes in. And I just noticed that you can't see the cards, so I will be placing them right here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Period. Okay, I will say be wary of an ex coming back from the past. The Lovers in a challenging position. Literally, what did I say? You have the Lovers in a challenging position, meaning that there is some sort of connection, relationship, that this is like your challenge in the month of March. So if you are single, this may be someone that tries to come back from the past. And you also have the Five of Cups in reverse. And the Five of Cups is all about regret. I'm gonna say this once and I'm not gonna say it again. I feel like if you, I mean, even if you're not single, I think that in March of 2022, there will be someone from the past coming back, and they're gonna give you a whole sob story. But this person has the biggest ego, the biggest victim complex known to man. So if you allow this person back into your life, I'm telling you, and I'm telling you now, if you allow this person back into your life, you will be hindering your progress. You will fall back into the same bad habits. You will fall back into the same bad mental space that you are wanting to grow out of. So be wary of this person. If this person is known to sweet talk you, block them, okay? Block them. Mark my words and remember my face. When this person tries to talk to you, you're gonna be like, nope, Auntie Perla told me. Auntie Perla told me this person was gonna come back. I know it for sure. This makes me feel like they don't, all the words that are coming out of their mouth, they do not mean it. They just want to be like, they want to gain from you. They want to take from you. Understand? They want to put you in this same position. They want to bring you all their responsibilities that they cannot handle on their own. It was like you had to parent this person. I literally, oh my goodness, I literally feel your anger with this person. Anyways, I'm gonna move those up because I'm having a sense that like we're gonna need a lot more cards. But yeah, other than that though, I do feel as though, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune here, the Wheel of Fortune talks about, you know, all opportunities are unlimited. Everything is possible as long as you put your mind to it. And like I said, because I keep getting air element, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I feel like for the month of March this year, your mindset is going to be everything. Take on the mindset of the better version of yourself. How do you see yourself? you know, using the law of attraction, the law of assumption, whatever it is that you believe in, but take on this more positive mindset. And I know it's not all said and done. Like, I know it takes time and practice. It's not just in the click of a finger, but as long as you're trying, as long as you are wanting change or being open to change within your mindset, within your heart, you know, being able to forgive people that did you wrong even though they don't deserve it, because you're gonna get so much, like, I'm telling you, like, you're literally going to have so much to celebrate for. You're gonna have so much money in your life and touch so much money that you're not gonna know what to waste it on. You're gonna have so much people in your life, and I'm not talking about just a physical connection, you know, people that you actually connect with on a soul level. Like, having so much people on your life, it's gonna be hard to keep track. But these are real people, real connections, not what you had before and you had to walk away from. And I love that for you. There is this energy of things being so, like, such a big dramatic change for the better, and the people that have been sending you evil eye, the people that have been, like, what's it called, literally with the devil in reverse, the people that kind of kept you in the same patterns, that knew that you had so much potential yet they didn't push you towards that. Not that it's their responsibility, but you know, like, sometimes people tell you beautiful lies, you know, and you stay stuck in that. And I think that may have been what happened to you. Like, you stayed stuck with, like, this disillusionment, you know, these beautiful lies rather than the ugly truth. Like, it was very hard for you to confront the truth of the situation of your life. But I think once you did it, it became easier, like, over time. But that is something that I am seeing. Just so many changes in your life. And for the better, like, just cutting so much people off. And if you're like, okay, sis, like, I don't really have people in my life. It may be some sort of mindset that you've taken on as well. Because of certain people, certain friends, certain family members. I just feel as though, like, it's like, I think that sometimes your childhood can make you believe certain things, and it's like you've had to reconstruct your beliefs, meaning that, like, you've had to look back at your childhood or your past relationships, your past in general, and, like, you've had to look at the way that you were treated, the way that things happen. And it's not that you just change your beliefs, but everything that you ever believed in, you kind of threw it in the trash. You started forming your own opinions, your own beliefs on your own, not letting people's actions directly affect what you believe in, and using your intuition to help guide you. And I feel as though, like, this is gonna happen in March. Like, this is either gonna happen in March or it will be highlighted in March. Like, how much progress you've actually made, and people recognizing it, people wanting to come back from the past, and you setting boundaries. Like, I'm not the same bitch as before, or the same man as before. I shouldn't even say that. I'm not the same queen or king as before. You know what? That sounds cringy. I'm not the same woman or man as before. So you can't, like, try to do the same old patterns with me, because I've caught on at this point. But yeah, definitely a lot coming in, and we love it. Money coming in, abundance. It's abundance, an abundance of opportunities. After feeling burnt out because of the people you were hanging out with, your social circle, work, school, whatever it has been, you are burnt the fuck out, okay? Like, I cannot put it any other way. You are burnt out, literally. And I always say that the Judgment card to me is like the spiritual ambulance. Imagine, like, you know, because I just said you guys are burnt the fuck out, right? You're burnt out from work, from school, from your daily responsibilities, from your routine, from the way that you're handling things, whatever it is. And there's not a physical ambulance in front of you, but this is like a spiritual one. This is, you know, how you get out of feeling burnt out. This is feeling inspired, feeling this wave of positivity and not knowing where it comes from. Just feeling super, I guess, again, super positive. Just this big shift around you. And you can't explain it, but you're like, yo, like, I'm going with the flow here. Like, finally being able to get back up after being drained spiritually, emotionally, in so many ways, being able to release what has held you back for so long. I think in the beginning of March, like, basically what I'm getting is that you're going to see the vision. You're gonna see your purpose. And for some of you, you may just feel it intuitively, but I think that you're gonna know, like, what it is that you want. You're gonna find your direction, a sense of belonging, and that's going to make you feel welcome. This is what you've been looking for. You have been feeling rejected, left out, like the universe does not care about you, and it's quite the opposite. You have so much support around you, but you forget that support doesn't just come from other physical people around you. It comes from the little signs and the little things that happen in a certain way. So just keep that in mind. But I love this because I know that there's so much coming towards you for sure. So I forget the name of this oracle deck, but I will be using this today. So spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels, tell me about pile 1. You have passion, and this is in reverse. Like I said, burnt out, you know, feeling unmotivated, feeling like so much fatigue. You have, all right, let me just, interesting. So you have mountain, which is all about strength. You have summer solstice, which is about radiance. Like I said, full moon. So you know what I think? It's so funny because we just had a Leo full moon, and look at the way that these fell out. Like this one after this one. The Leo full moon could have been really hard on a lot of you. You know, there was a lot of suppressed emotions or a lot of big realizations that came your way. I don't know why, but I'm also picking up, like, for some of you, you know, there was this big realization that you were silenced for a very long time in your life. And the reason that you've been feeling so trapped is because you felt as though you didn't have a voice. Like what you wanted, like your concerns weren't being raised, and you didn't allow yourself to speak up. You didn't allow yourself to talk about the things that you love, that you're passionate about. You made it seem as though you were so inferior to the things that made you you, and you felt like you never had the chance to share that with somebody. And I feel like this really is the beginning of you blossoming into this beautiful person, of you becoming like, of having some sort of really big platform, or just so much attention being put on you because you're not afraid anymore. This is you overcoming your fear, whether that's fear of loving people, of letting people in, of forgiveness, of speaking up for yourself, of voicing things for your own. Yeah. And you also have shaman. So for some of you, some of your ancestors were like doing divination. Some of your ancestors were shamans and healers, and you may be taking that on in this lifetime as well. And maybe in March you have this realization, or you know, your abilities are even stronger, you know, or you get clientele. Like I feel like for some reason March is really significant for a lot of you. You also have dragonflies. For some of you, someone has like a lot of dragonfly jewelry, or you're dreaming about dragonflies. I do feel as though, and look at the way that, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but the way that these like vine looking things are wrapped around her head makes me feel as though you're having a lot of dreams, and it may be coming from your ancestors. It may be very important messages that are catered to you. I always say this, but I think you have to remember that, like, you know, when you see angel numbers and when you have dreams, make sure that you consult yourself first, in the sense that nobody will know better than you what your dreams mean, or what your guides, your ancestors are trying to tell you. Why? Because your dreams are so personal, and they might be related to an experience, or to this or to that. Like, there's so many different things, and it makes me feel as though the dreams that you are getting are very personal. So remember to look for what they mean within you before you go and ask your mom or your cousin or your aunt. Like, make sure that, you know, you're kind of journaling your dreams and like kind of just reflecting on them, because the message will come. You don't need to ask for anybody. You don't need to go to the internet, because what do you think they did back then when they didn't have the internet? What do you think these healers did? They looked within, literally. And then you have solitude and crystals. So for some of you, you need to get crystals that are going to help you focus and go within. The one crystal that I keep like looking at in this pile is fluorite. Fluorite is really good for focus and study, and I'm pretty sure it has more good properties as well. But I kept like looking at it in this pile for some reason. So I feel like if you work with crystals, that may be something you want to look into. What else? There was another one that I was getting. But yeah, just make sure that, oh, and moonstone, rainbow moonstone is what I was getting, because it helps you connect with self and your psychic abilities, your dreams a little bit better. So yeah, those are like two crystals that I really feel like will connect with you. And then the last thing that I'm going to get is these two decks, because this is long enough already. So let's see what your angels and ancestors have to say at this time. All right, so let's see, Spirit, what do you have to say to pile 1? You have summer, bask in joy and light. Wow. And then you have spring, see your seeds grow. And again with the mountains, stand your ground. So for some of you, you have had a lot of challenges, like a lot of challenges. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. You also have sage, be devoted and committed. So I think a lot of you have a hard time like choosing a path. Like, you may have a lot of different talents and unique abilities, skills, like, you know, whatever you set your mind to, you know you can be successful. But I think you have a hard time choosing something because you want it to be right. You want things to be perfect. And the thing is that it truly is no perfection. The perfection you will find is in your authenticity. And that's why it's been such a challenge for you to find a relationship or a career, because you're trying to make the right choice rather than the choice that makes you feel loved or seen, you know, or I guess like making choices from other people's validation, when you should really be like looking at yourself, what makes you feel good. So yeah, I definitely do feel like there is a lot of good coming towards you, and we love to see it. And I also feel like you're gonna be making choices in your relationships, friendships, and career that are more focused and honed in on you, that make you feel good rather than anyone else. You are the #1 priority, baby. Okay. So let's see what feather you get before this ends real quick. Okay, you have Blue Jay. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. Like I said, just a lot of things coming to the surface, psychic abilities, your intuition becoming stronger, and you being okay. So yeah, I was saying just you being able to trust yourself way more because of you having to go through all of these challenges, you coming to realizations, just reconstructing I can't talk reconstructing your beliefs and the person that you are. Looking at the past in a different perspective and allowing that to help you blossom this other person, this better version of yourself. I really feel like you are about to become someone so great, like someone like there is this feeling of you like feeling like you have no place in this world, right? And like you becoming someone, you taking what hurt you in the past and letting that mold you into becoming someone better, letting that mold you into becoming someone, period. I think you're gonna be put in this really high position in your life. Like you may be like the CEO of a company or a business owner, or you know, you're gonna be some sort of advocate where your voice really stands out. I feel like whatever hurt you the most is something that you're gonna be doing. So like if you felt like you were silenced all your life, or you got bullied a lot as a kid, for example, then I feel as though people are going to see and find comfort and importance in your voice. Like you are gonna offer that. Most of the time, like, you know, what hurts us the most is our biggest lesson, and that's what we can offer others, that's what we teach others. So just keep that in mind when you are reflecting. There is something unfolding so beautifully, and I know you can feel it. There is like this feeling inside of you that you just can't shake, and just because it's not here in front of you doesn't mean that you have to like be negative Nancy over here, or not letting yourself aspire or having dreams or goals for the future because certain things haven't worked out. Try to be a little bit more positive day by day. I know it doesn't happen overnight, but I'm sure that over time you will heal your anxiety. You will heal your anxiety. You will heal this side of you that was hurt. You will embrace your past and let that transform you into a better person ultimately. But yes, this is what I have for you at this time. I definitely hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, if you chose pile 2, then this is gonna be your pile. You chose the Cat Tarot. I feel like ever since like a really young age, you just have a lot of wisdom. Like people feel like they can confide in you without even knowing you. Like there's something very like comforting and soothing about your voice, and it just feels like, you know, like you teach people a lot of lessons. Like oftentimes people will come into your life and you will transform them or change them into a better person, and you may not benefit from the friendship or relationship, but they will very heavily. Like you are someone karmic, but not in the way that you think, like not in a bad way, but you just teach people a lot of lessons. Like that is a part of your purpose. So let's see how March is going to treat you. So spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels, tell me about pile 2. Tell me about pile 2. What blessings and unexpected changes are coming in for March 2022? Oh my goodness. Okay. You have the King of Pentacles, period. The Seven of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Swords. The Three of Cups in reverse. The Chariot, period. We love to see it. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. It's funny that I said that you guys were karmic, and not in a bad way, like just in the sense that you teach people a lot of lessons. Like, baby, you are divine and you out here teaching people lessons, people that need to heal. Like, it just seems like, you know, you cannot stay shut. Like, if you see something happening, you may have a savior complex, but if you see something happening, like, or something being unfair, like, you're gonna want to correct it. Like, you guys give me like Capricorn energy, Aquarius energy, maybe even a little Taurus, but I definitely get that sort of energy. You may have this in your chart, but I feel like you just want, I think growing up, like, you never really had direction in your life. You never really had like somewhere where you could call home. Like, maybe you grew up homeless or like constantly moving around, and there was a lot of times where like you might have gone hungry, or there was like very little to eat. Like, you just grew up in like poverty. Not that I didn't, but it was like really bad, like really bad. Like, I just think you struggled with being able to call someplace home, and this is something that I am seeing here. I feel like for some of you, you may have abandonment issues, or you always felt like it's like you always felt like you had to become your own father and mother. It's more father. Like, it feels like even if your father is in your life, like your father, like, I think that you didn't really get the guidance that you were looking for, excuse me, or like the emotional support from your father, and I think that really scarred you for a really long time. And the reason I'm saying all of this is because I think that like the way that it affects you now is that you take on this like independence, you know, you take on, I can do it on my own, and you don't ask for help, you know, and you don't need to. But I think sometimes it's good to have like that physical support, and I feel like in the month of March, this is exactly what you'll be getting. I think that you're no longer teaching people lessons. I mean, you are, but there are going to be people teaching you lessons. And something that I see is like, you know, people like, and it's not just one person, like, it's like different people just giving you like unsolicited advice. I don't know how to say that word, but you know what I mean. Like, they're just gonna start giving you advice, and you're like, did I ask? Like, but it's like, I don't think it's gonna be in a mean way, but I feel like you just like doing things your own way, because you are so independent. And sometimes you may not always like listen to what people have to say, because you're self-made, you know, you've made it on your own, but you do lack certain connections, you know. You may not be so easy to like open up, and that is like the lesson that I see you learning in March. Like, I see you like just being, I don't know how to say this, so I feel like there's gonna be people just coming in and giving you this advice that you're not even searching for. Just people coming in and like invading your personal space. But I think you may end up like in a friend group, or you may end up meeting like really good people. You may have a rocky start with these people because of them invading your personal space, but I think with communication, with like, I guess with effort on both ends, like there could be a really strong friendship that you end up being in, and it feels like it's more than one person. Now with the Seven of Swords, I picked it up as self-sabotaging behaviors. Like, you know, I think that for you, this is realizing when to drop the sword, when to drop the attitude, when to drop what's hurting you more than it is hurting anyone else. And I think for you, it's shutting people off, closing yourself out when things are going bad. It's like, I think that, you know, when you're happy, like, you may be very friendly, you're very open, like, you know, you're around people, you can connect with people. But when things are bad, or when you're stressed out or in a bad mental space, it's like you feel like almost like you're gonna infect other people. Like if you have a disease or something, you feel like you're like a burden to other people, so you don't talk about it. And as a kid, like, for especially a father or a masculine mother, a mother with masculine energy, like, they could have told you that there was no room for your emotions. You know, when you try to talk about something that's bothering you, like, they didn't allow you to. So now you continue to do these patterns each and every day. But there are certain self-sabotaging behaviors that you are doing that are not allowing you to have stable relationships in your life, or friendships, just in general. I think that I was gonna say something. I think that with the Seven of Swords, like, this is just a realization that you're gonna have, that it's like the people that you're attracting as well. Like, there's like a really big pattern, and that's gonna make you think a lot about yourself. And of course, like, you know, cutting off the people that are being sneaky, that are lying. Like, of course, follow your intuition, but I also think this is gonna be a lot more of yourself than anything else. Like, being able to really look at the patterns and understand why things are happening. Like, this is gonna be a moment where you might teach yourself, but it seems like you will be able to teach yourself through the actions of other people, or through what people say to you. So yeah, that was definitely a mouthful. But I also feel like for some of you, you may be traveling, or you travel a lot. With the Chariot here, this is also Cancer energy. But you may be traveling, or you may end up like moving somewhere physically, or this is just representing a really big mental shift, you know, letting go of what is hindering you, which I believe is this Seven of Swords here. Like, what has been getting in the way of your success. And remember that success is subjective. So like, what I feel like will make me successful is not the same as you guys, and that's okay. Knowing what steps you have to take to get to this success that you reach for and thrive for is exactly what you'll be doing in March. So definitely a lot of good things, and just dropping the things that no longer serve you. There may be travel as well, or just reconnecting with a lot of people. Like, and if you've been in a depressive state, like, getting out of that, getting out of this energy of, you know, I need to take care of all my responsibilities, even if it affects my mental health. And this may imply leaving a job that affects your mental health, leaving friends, leaving people that make you feel bad, okay? Because we don't need that at all. We really don't. Oh, I was gonna use this. So I'm gonna use this oracle deck to see what else, to dive deeper. All right, so tell me about pile 2. You have breath. So like a breath of fresh air. You might literally end up like visiting something that has to do with nature, like a park, or just I don't know why I'm getting like a reservation or something. So you might end up visiting somewhere where there's a lot of nature, or where you can ground yourself, where you might be a little bit more alone. So maybe just, even if it's not in nature, it could just be away from the city, where you feel like you can catch back up to yourself. Because it seems like it feels like there's something that you've been kind of like running away from, and you being able to like catch up to yourself. You're no longer feeling like you're avoiding things. And then you have innocence. This did come in reverse, but I don't read these in reverse. But like I said, there is something about your childhood that affects like your abundance, your money, your success, or what it is that you're wanting in general. All right, let's see. I'll get one more. Okay. Yeah, so you have literally Mother Gaia, which is all about nature, all about grounding yourself. Hold up. It's all about grounding yourself. And you have love and compassion. Like I said, this did want to come in reverse. So I feel like you are just learning how to be more loving and compassionate towards yourself. I think that a lot of us, like growing up, we are talked to in a certain way. And for a lot of you, it's your parents, it's your relatives, it was your guardians. The people that raised you had such a negative mindset, you know, whatever they did to discipline you, like you took on this belief that this is how you have to discipline yourself. And you may talk to yourself, that like that little voice in your head is the same way that you were talked to as a kid in your childhood. And you letting go of that, because you do have the whale, and this is all about a breach, an interruption, like divine what is that? Like I forgot what it's called, so comment it down below. Divine intervention, there you go, that's what it is. And this has a lot to do with your mindset, like being able to reset, understanding that what you went through in your childhood doesn't determine your future. It doesn't determine your success. Understand that you determine your success. You are not your childhood. You are you. Like your past mistakes and just your past does not define you, so do not let it. But yeah, I do see you like just being more compassionate towards yourself, letting go of all the resentment that you had towards yourself because of times when you couldn't do anything. I'm definitely getting that there was a lot of emotional abuse and perhaps physical as well. And if that's the case, like I just want to say that I cannot imagine like what you went through. And I know that there's gonna be so much more to celebrate, that the pain that you went through is not like it's not like an end all. Like that's not where things end, you know. That's not what you're gonna feel for the rest of your life. It's definitely not. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely a lot of self-love and compassion, understanding that you are worth so much love and you deserve love from others as well. All right, so what do pile 2's angels and ancestors want to say to them, spirit? Okay, so you have medicine guardian. Be open to healing information. Interesting. And these two, you have autumn. Release the old and rest. So it seems like this is more about like having this mental rest than anything else. And you have peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. And then you have snake. Shed old skin. Okay. And shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. You know, I think a lot of you are afraid of your own self. Like you're afraid that you're gonna be trying, you're gonna put effort into things and you're not gonna be able to be successful. So you rather give up all of your chances than keep trying until you get to this point of success that you're looking for. So like you're afraid of failure. You're afraid that like people are gonna judge you for not being successful, but in reality failure and your mistakes teach you how to be better. This teaches you how to not do something. It teaches you that you need change. So just know that this transformation coming in March is something that is so needed for your success. It is like something very necessary. And I think, like, you know, you're good where you're at now, but it's like you want something more. You want like mental rest. Like, if you could do the things that you do now and have passion towards your job, love towards yourself and others, like, everything would be good, you know. But you don't have that. It's like your mind is like racing and racing and racing, and it doesn't stop, and I can sense that. So definitely a lot of forgiveness and healing energy for you, but this is gonna be like a lot of time well spent with yourself, like finally having the guts to be on your own and embracing that, you know. And it's not this trauma response, oh, I can do this on my own. It's because you want to spend time on your own. It's because you actually like to do things on your own. Like, you're a whole vibe on your own, and understanding that and seeing that. Wow, that was a lot of messages. Oh, and before I forget, let me get one last card, which is the Divine Feather. So let's see what, okay, that was very fast. Okay, you have Starling. Now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. So for some of you, like, you know, you might be introverts and you might be like connecting with a lot of people, but it's always online. Like, you do everything online, and this is gonna be, March is just gonna be a time where you find different ways of pleasing yourself. And sometimes it's those little things, you know. It's like those little things that you do in your day-to-day routine that makes life feel worthy, you know, worthy. That makes life feel like, wow, I'm really happy, or I'm really happy I did that. You know, whether it's buying yourself flowers every week, or watching a movie, or buying yourself sneakers, you know, or just doing your nails, just pampering yourself in some sort of way. I do feel as though this is exactly what it is that you need, like self-care, but also self-love at the same time. But yes, this is what I see for March. I definitely hope you enjoyed, resonated, and that this brought clarity into your life for sure. Chose pile 3, then you chose Amethyst, or this deck, I mean the elephant one, the Spirit Song Tarot. So let's see what is coming in with March. Oh, there's definitely a lot of good things coming in. I saw the Ace of Pentacles, I believe. Okay, yeah. I feel okay, period. Okay, so you have the Star in reverse, babe. Some of you, like, you've been suffering with bad health because you have a double 7, and in numerology, I believe that does represent bad health. I'm hearing like bad gut health for some of you. So yeah, you may need to get that checked out, or just like, you know, just been suffering with the virus that's going around, or anything like that. But what was I gonna say? I'm like, can't even talk right now. Okay, so with the Star in reverse though, I feel like, you know, you've been feeling kind of hopeless. Like, you've tried everything at this point. You've tried manifesting, you've tried like actually getting a job, or whatever it is that you're wanting. Like, actually, you've tried getting on dating apps, things like that, like through your friends. Like, if you're wanting a relationship or just friends, like, I feel like you've just tried every way to get what you want, and it's not coming in. And at this point, it's like you've given up, or you feel hopeless on the situation, so you've kind of just let it go. And you have the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Feeling like life has been putting you in a position where you need to like stand up for yourself, or like you're being cornered, you know, where you have to defend yourself. Feeling like everyone is against you and the people in your life are not so supportive. And with the Seven of Pentacles here, the Seven of Pentacles tells me that there's something that you've been putting your time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears into, but you're not necessarily seeing the results. You know, you're investing into this situation, into a relationship, a friendship. You know, you've planted the seeds, like I said, but it's not necessarily coming. And you have to remember that, like, I guess that your mental health is so worthy, that you deserve to get a break, you know. And I think this is what you're needing. You're needing mental rest. It's like you're going, trying to figure out, like, is this gonna come in for me? Is this gonna happen? Like, you're constantly worried about the future. You're constantly worried about what you're attaining. And I feel like it is gonna come in because you have the Ten of Pentacles. You know, this is like everything that you could ever want and more. This is that house, that car, like your manifestations coming in physically, right? That baby for some of you, this is you getting pregnant, that relationship, just your life falling back into place the way that you've always wanted it to be. After such a long time of you being patient, or things just being really stagnant. But I do feel as though in March, like, March may not be the month where, you know, everything comes back together. March may not be the month where, like, things, I guess what I want to say is that I think in March you're gonna get a really big sign of this coming in. Like, I feel like whatever you're asking for is a really big opportunity, or something really like it's like something that has to do with stability. So it may take a while, but I do feel like in March, like, you're gonna get a really big sign. Or, you know, if this is like money or something like that, like this is the start of that career. Like, it just feels like March feels as though a breath of fresh air. Like, you're no longer gonna feel like you have to feed into this anxiety of the future. You're kind of letting things be, and this is when the manifestation comes back to you, right? So it could be the end of March, but I just feel as though it may come in the summer, it may come in May. Like, it just feels like it may take a little bit longer, but you know that you're doing the right thing. Like, there is like this determination that comes in March for you, where you know that you're doing the right thing, that you're on track, that you're making progress. And I love that for you. All right, so now I'm gonna use this oracle deck. So let's see what you have. So, spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels, tell me about pile 3. Okay, so there's definitely gonna be something worthy of celebrating. So, like I said, wow, you have dragonfly emergence, you have DNA, which is all about karma, and you have fairies, and this is earth magic. This is, excuse me, I'm gonna get 2 more. You have mountain, which is all about strength, and you have solitude. So like I said, I feel, and at the bottom of the deck, summer solstice, which is all about radiance. I think that when you least expect it, when you feel like all has gone to shit, like my plans have gone to shit, this is exactly when, like, you're gonna get what you want. This definitely seems like a manifestation or something that you've been wanting. And For others of you, it's not something specific. I just think you want to be happy. I think you just want your life not to be a shit show. Because every time like you try to better yourself, it feels like you're fighting this invisible force. Like you can't run away from missed opportunities. You can't run away from bad luck. And it may have to do with some sort of karma that you were facing, and so many obstacles. And I think you have to remember, like, when you are the main character, babe, you're gonna have so many obstacles, more than the average person. But what is the difference, you may ask? The difference is that even though you have all these obstacles and you feel alone because nobody else goes through what you go through, you always come out on top. You always come out resilient. And that's exactly what I feel when it comes to you. Like, there is just this magic about you that people see and feel your potential. And you may have a lot of like envious people around you, but I also just think that like there is just something about you that you know that there is like a bigger purpose than the average person. So don't feel bad if things were good and you feel like you had to let go of a situation. And because I think you're the type of person that you like are constantly reaching for more, because you know that you're worth more. And people constantly tell you like, oh, I don't know why you let that go, like that was such a good opportunity, like you were happy. But in reality you weren't, because if you were fully happy and if you did get this fulfillment, as these people say, you wouldn't have left in the first place. So I think it's good that you're reaching for more, that you have goals and dreams for yourself. You may not see exactly what it is that you're reaching for, but you know that there's something better. So don't pay attention to these outside people, because they're irrelevant, okay? I do feel as though like you constantly have a lot of dreams that give you a lot of signs, or just angel numbers in general. But you definitely, like, your guides, your angels, and even if you work with like deities, they're constantly sending you signs. Like you have very like active spirit guides, angels or deities that are constantly sending you signs, like constantly doing things to you that you're like, okay, like this can't be a coincidence. So let's see what they have to say with these angels and ancestors. And sorry if I do have a runny nose. Let's see. So spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels. What does pile 3's angels and ancestors have to say to them at this time? Okay, you have the seer. See beyond the current situation. Some of you guys could be very intuitive, even psychic, or you have like prophetic dreams or psychic dreams. You have lady. Enjoy growth and enjoy growth and reap rewards is what I was trying to say. You have arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. And it's like, why do you think that you're being told to surround yourself with protective energy? Either because the people around you don't have the best intentions, or because people see how like you're meant for bigger things, and people are envious of that, even if it's like not something they would like to admit. You have great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. Okay, that's it. You guys are going through some sort of spiritual awakening, because protection, guardian. Drop your shields. And then you have medicine mother. Honor your inner knowing. Like I said, following your intuition to the fullest, because you know what's best for you. And I think you've been doing that. Like, even if people try to tell you where you should and shouldn't be, like, you still follow your intuition, and you know like where you belong. And I think that's why you have such big dreams, or you see so much for yourself. You see yourself doing so much in the future. I think that like for some of you, this could have something to do with like becoming some sort of teacher, but not a regular teacher, like some sort of spiritual teacher. Or by you being yourself and following your dreams, like you will teach others in that same manner, that you may have spiritual experiences by doing so, and you may be able to teach that to others. For some of you, you will be teaching others about manifestation. You will be some sort of life coach, because that's definitely the vibe that I get. I don't really get tarot readers or any form of divination, but for you, it's more like of a prophetic word. Like I was saying, like teaching people about manifestation, or just inspiring people with your words or with your work, your career. I feel like your work has a really big chance of going viral. But yeah, I definitely see that like in March, there's definitely a lot of good things coming in, a lot of rewards, a lot of finances. But it feels like this is not the end all be all, in the sense that like, you know, you're gonna be getting a lot of finances, a lot of good energy, but you know that like this is the beginning of you receiving all of these blessings. Like this is gonna last for a very long time, because you've put in the work for it, period. Like we love to see it. And you are heavily protected, might I say. Heavily. Like, ain't nobody getting in the way. The fact that that just came out of nowhere is crazy. Alright, I feel like you have ostrich. The choice is clear for you now. Follow wisdom and truth you feel in your heart. That's so cute. And then you have nuthatch. Stay grounded and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. And starling. Now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. For some of you, you might be getting a pet, and it might be a snake, because there are a lot of snakes. And this whole time that I've been like reading this pile, I keep going back to a dream that I recently had about a baby snake. And it's this same snake here. Like it was like a red snake. Well, it was like baby pink or red. So maybe you work with some sort of deity that is associated with snakes, or you might be getting a baby snake or something like that, or just a pet in general, like a dog. But I don't know why I feel like it's not gonna be a normal pet. Like it's gonna be like a bearded dragon, a lizard, I don't know. I don't know what else, but like a hamster, I don't know. But I just feel like it's not necessarily gonna be normal. And if you do get like a dog, it's gonna be like a rare breed, or like a really big dog, or something along those lines. Like I feel like you're a very rare individual. So the pets that you are gonna get, like they're gonna be very different, and there's no shame in that, because I'm exactly like that. Like if I'm gonna get a pet, I always wanted to get like a tarantula or like a piranha, and people always look at me like I'm crazy. Like, listen, if you can't match my vibe, then you know what's the vibes between me and you, because I'm not, like, I can't just be ordinary. And I'm pretty sure, like, you guys can resonate with that. Like, it's like if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do something in fashion. Like, you can't just do something. You have to do it your own way. Like, that's exactly what I get from all of this. But I love that, like, you're definitely gonna be going out and doing things in your own authentic way. And people are gonna see that. I feel like your destiny is to be noticed in your own authentic way, whether it's in a platform of a lot of people or just by the people around you. But I think you have this influence over people in a good way, though. You are like some sort of trendsetter, and you will be known for it. Trust and believe that, like, you will be known for it. For some of you, like, you may even be into fashion, or you may be like, you may make clothes or something along those lines. Like, I could definitely see that as well. But yes, this is what I have for you at this time. I definitely hope that you enjoyed, resonated, and that this gave you the clarity that you needed at this time. It was a pleasure to read for you. Like, comment, and subscribe if you do want to support this channel, if you enjoyed the message, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.